Okay, I'll call you when I get home. Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Friday, guys. Okay, I received a video via email, but it was a video of a good sis who is broken, literally broken. So she has officially signed her divorce papers today. She's been with her ex-husband for, well, they were together for 10 years, but only married for like 2 or 3 years. Found out that he had cheated sometimes last year. She found out he was having an affair. It just never rekindled from there. But today she officially signed her papers, and she is broken. She says that it is not that she wants him back, but it's still all the residue that comes with a breakup. It's a lot. Okay, so I want to speak about a few things. Guys, I'm human. I'm human. I'm human, right? And I think some people, because I'm moving in purpose and calling. Anytime you're in purpose and calling, you're going to sound very passionate, very confident, right? That's what purpose is about. There's a grace on you to be able to do what it is that God needs you to do. But I think sometimes there's a misconception where people can't separate the two. So they tend to think like you're a machine and you don't go through some of the same things they go through. And it's like they wish they had your strength and they can always be so uplifting and positive and you never hurt and you always. Sis, I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I go through the same exact things women go through. I get cheated on. I get hurt. I don't care how strong I get hurt. My feelings get hurt very, very, very easy. Probably more than yours because I'm extra sensitive. I'm very spiritually sensitive. Also, I'm a very loyal person. So if you're in my life, I'm going to like really be good to you. So it hurts time too when somebody hurt you because you're dealing with the hurt and the betrayal as well as the no reciprocity with respect, right? So all that stuff. So I say all that to say, when I pour into you guys, that's the calling on my life. There's not a calling on my life to get on here and cry and tell you guys when I get hurt, to tell you guys like, oh, I can't get out the bed today, right? I cried myself to sleep last night. That's not my calling. That's not my calling. My calling is to come on and encourage you guys, right? To support and uplift you guys. So when I'm saying things like, sis, get up. Sis, I'm coming to get you. Sis, you got 2 days to cry and get that thing out your system, but we're picking up and we're moving on, right? I'm motivating you. But at the same time, I'm motivating me. I'm just a vessel, right? I'm just a vessel. Now, I am a vessel that practice what I preach, meaning I'm not going to stay down, right? I'm going to get back up, right? I'm going to leave you. I'm going to. So whatever I'm saying, I do practice what I preach. And I'm grateful that you guys think I have all this confidence and like I don't go through hurt and pain and because I'm quote unquote beautiful. Men don't cheat. Listen. Listen. Whoo, child. I don't care how beautiful or handsome somebody is. I don't care if you hit all the boxes, right? Sex is banging, food is banging, whatever you got going on, whatever you got, prayer life is banging, it don't matter. Because it's not about you, it's about the other person. You can never, ever, 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 ever be enough for the wrong person. This is why you can meet a person who can receive you and everything that you bring to the table, and they lock you down, and then they do everything in their power not to lose you. And then on the flip side, you can have somebody who you give that same treatment to, right? And they don't even think twice about losing you. It's because one of them, right? Because see, you brought the same thing to both of them. You brought the same thing, the same you to both of them. One of them fumbled and couldn't recognize the value you bring. The other one locked you down and commit to you instantly because he don't want nobody else to have you, right? And then he treats you well. So how is it you when one person can receive you but the other one can't? It's not you, it's the other person. Okay, so here's the thing. Many people right now, men and women, are in a season of separation. A season of separation in which God is removing and these are just not romantic relationships, right? These are relationships of all sorts. He is pruning and removing people that we've picked up along the way. Sis, what I liked about your email is your accountability. You were real enough to say 10 years ago when you met this man, you didn't even ask God. You planned everything, the wedding date, like you did everything, and you never even prayed or talked to God about this man prior to even marrying him. Even when you knew God was telling you not to. So you went ahead, got into the marriage, and then all of a sudden now you're fasting and praying for God to change this man. So see, that's our problem, right? We want to leave God out of things and get ourselves in things. And then when we get hurt, used, abused, and all this stuff like that, now you want to be mad with God because God won't change him or God won't let them see your that is so unfair to God. So it's almost like, listen, you don't want to include me, then do what you do, right? You're on your own. Do what you do, boo. Do what you do. So a lot of people are being separated from people, again, that either you've outgrown. The season is just up, right? There's no animosity. There is not even no kind of strife. Like everything is actually fine. But you feel it in your spirit that this person's season is up. These could even look like some of your best friends from high school, right? Even middle school. You're starting to feel that there's a spiritual... Wow. You're starting to feel a spiritual disconnect from people that you've known for a very, very long time, as well as recent individuals you've encountered. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what it's about is that God is separating us from people, right, that never served a purpose or have served the purpose and their time is up, or it's people that we picked up along the way, let it be for our own selfish reasons, right? Even if it's counterfeits that we use to mask certain pains and storms or whatever. He is removing people, and here's what's hurting a lot of people. Here's why it hurts. We can't control the narrative of how the separation happens. If we're honest, if we want to keep it a buck and keep it 100, we know without a doubt that one, those people should have never been in our lives, or they were in our lives for a particular purpose, a particular season, and the time is up. Meaning, you know that, but what we're locked on as the human beings, the fleshly side of us, of how it had to happen. So he cheated on you, sis. Only a year into the marriage. Well, really, that's when you find out. They ain't gonna tell them how, right? But so that's what, see, that's what you're locked in on. You're locked on the fact that I was good to you and you hurt me. So that's what hurts. Right? That's the heart thing. That's the heart thing. The logical thing, the head thing is what we need to be focusing on. It had to happen. Because if we're honest, if we're going to keep it real, you said God, and it ain't just you now, this is probably most people, right? But you said God never even gave you the okay. So he tried to allow you to avoid it where the ball would be in your court. Meaning you just don't do it, right? Just don't do it right now or at all. And that would have saved you everything there. But you did it. But he still needs you for purpose and calling. He still needs you. He needs to elevate and use you. So he got to break it out one way or another because you didn't listen to him the first time. So if he breaks your heart, not saying that God caused it, if you will, but God will allow people to hurt us so bad that we will never go back. But we're too locked in on what they did versus it had to happen one way or another. All right, so it happened. We can't change that. It happened. He broke your heart. Okay. You're grieving horribly right now. What do we do? The first thing you do is continue to sit exactly where you are in your grieving process. You gotta grieve. What a lot of people do is they jump on to the next thing to mask and put a bandage on that hurt and that pain. That's the worst thing you can do for many reasons. One, ultimately is going to slow down your healing process, which ultimately will slow down your... Man, listen. It's just one of them days I don't feel like being bothered, honey, and whew, child. Okay. It's going to... Casey, focus. It's going to slow down your healing process, which in turn will slow down your process to reach due season, your next season, things like that. And also, if you try to move on to something so quickly to mask that pain, let's just say you go to the grocery store today, right? You know you're in your feelings, but you got to get out the house, go get some food for the kids. The enemy's going to send you a fine man, honey. The enemy is going to send you a fine. You just signed your divorce papers, I think you said today or yesterday. Okay, you just signed the divorce papers today, right? You said you are the most broken you've ever been your entire life. You don't know your head from your feet. You don't even know only the grace of God is keeping your mind. Guess who else knows that? The enemy. So he about to send you a fine man. I mean real fine. Because he knows you're broken. He knows if you take bait, that's going to be used as, he will be used as a counterfeit. So you would never even go through the process that God needs you to go through in order to heal. And then ultimately, you arrive to due season, destiny season, where that new man finds you, meaning the people who've always been meant for you, the things that have always been meant for you. So he's going to slow up your process. Then this man might be a crazy nutcase, right? Or you might mess around and catch a soul tie. Catch a soul tie, honey. You can go ahead and be in the season of delay for a long time. Because them soul ties ain't no joke. Or he may send you a lunatic. Listen. The enemy is very, very conniving. You have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, very discerning, because when you're vulnerable like this, he's going to do everything in his tactic to do things to throw you off course, etc., etc. Then you mess around, and then this person here end up catching feelings for you. You're not even emotionally available, right? But you're going to deal with him just to mask that pain, right? Now, I'm only saying this because you asked me about something related to this. I won't get into all what you said about that. But it's all a lie from the pits of hell. Just because you signed those papers today, you still have attachment to your husband. Love don't go just because somebody cheated. It don't even change your feelings. It's just, it's a major disconnect, but it doesn't change your actual feelings for the person. I mean, feelings, not like you're mad with them and you don't like them and you can't stand, like, that's going to be normal. I'm speaking about the actual feelings that you have for them. It's still there. You got to work through that whole process. This man had 10 years of your life. You can't just shut that off. So how is the next man who come in today, the same day you signed the papers, how is that, make it make sense? You have to recognize what the enemy is doing. You have to be very discerning of what the enemy is doing. So sit in your grieving process without any distractions. And it's going to be the most difficult thing you've ever done. Because when God requires you to sit in your grief, you have to relive so many things. You have to actually feel the emotions of everything. This is why people refuse to heal, because healing hurts. So they rather go have more sex. They rather go deal with counterfeits because it keeps your mind off of, right? They rather go and do more drugs or whatever, to eat more sweets or porn or whatever the addiction thing is. They rather indulge in that versus sit in that pain. But you got to sit in your pain in order to heal. Okay. Another thing, initially with this video, before I read your email, it was going to be specifically on, right now God needs us to be focusing on self and building ourselves back up. So when I read your email, I figured it would tie it in together. But this morning when I was on the nature trail, listen, the download was so clear as day. Too many of us, right, men and women, too many of us have been too busy for probably all of our lives, definitely the chosen ones here, giving all of ourselves, mind, body, or soul, right? It's just who we are, whatever. We've got big, huge hearts. We want to, but listen, the way many of us are going to be used, right? Because things are going to get very crazy. The way many of us are going to be used, we have to be like top notch. We have to be tight. Mind, body, soul, and spirit, emotions, all that stuff. So God is requiring us. And this is why he is removing, another reason why he's removing a lot of the people. He is requiring us to get back to A1, right? Get back working out, eating more clean, right? Therapy, nature, reading, whatever the thing is, however you build yourself, right? Discipline, right? No more people pleasing. Listen, somebody asked me this, and I'm glad that popped in my head just now. There's a huge difference between people pleasing and having a big heart. Don't use the fact that you have a big serving heart to say that's why you're a people pleaser. God does not want us to be a people pleaser, honey. God don't want us to be a fool. God wants us to help the people. He calls us to help. But we can't sit here and say that because I have a big heart, I'm a people pleaser. No. You're a people pleaser because you don't know who you are. You're a people pleaser because you don't have boundaries. You're a people pleaser because you have seeds of rejection and abandonments, and you don't want people to leave you alone if you say, I can't do this, that, or the third. Completely different story. So he wants us to get back to the point. You know, I was talking to one of my friends about this yesterday, actually. She and I was talking about this. She's another one, server all of her life. Gave herself away in marriage for so many years and just came out with absolutely just broken, right? Just broken. So it's like, I mean, when do we, right, start, I'm about to get up anyway, start investing in self? This is the time right now. Let God remove who he needs to remove. Start back investing into your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Stop letting people play with you all kind of way, lying and manipulating and deceiving you, right? You got to get back strong. We've lost ourselves for some time But if you're spiritually sensitive, my chosen one, you know God is calling you back to get your life back on track. You've been slipping. We've been slipping. We got to get back focused. We got to get back disciplined. We got to cut these distractions off, including these cell phones. I don't care how fine he is. I ain't got time. Maybe a little bit of time. You know what? It's Friday, guys. I'm just having a great time. So I wanted to share that, but sis, keep your head up. But I promise you, I just don't know how vulnerable you guys want me to be. I just don't know how. Not when I'm speaking to you guys, right? Like my personal people know that I'm like, listen, no, I'm glad you guys think I'm so strong, and I don't go through the same hurts you guys go through, and I don't get cheated on, and I don't have my moments where I cry, or I don't have, child please. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage you guys. I'm here to let you guys know you are absolutely everything. And I mean absolutely everything. You don't chase, you attract. Point blank, period. Anything you touch turns to gold. Period. You got choices. You're everything. It's your girl, Kizzy Ross.